So I've thought about this for a little bit here. I was going to mention it last episode, but I never did, even though I was still thinking about it at the time. We've been podcasting for what, since like 2013, 2014, technically?
Yeah, so like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, so it took about 4 to 5 years to realize what this podcast actually is. And I know it's just us talking, but I've been thinking a lot about it. And I think I finally know the premise that kind of just happened over time.
Is it me interviewing you about your life?
No, this podcast is now about two friends conversing with each other who are going down totally different paths in life, honestly. That is very true. Yeah. And so I think it's really interesting because we both have very different perspectives. And so it's pretty cool to see how two people talk when their like work-life balance and how they spend their free time and stuff is like totally different. So I think that is something that I've realized more recently. And so I thought that was pretty interesting how that just came about naturally. Took literal years, but yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
I mean, like, you spend a lot of your time working on videos and you're really into the YouTube and filming and editing and all of that. Here I am playing video games, just doing work, making money, doing school, and hanging out every so often when I get a chance with friends and such.
And that's not bad at all.
Oh, no. I mean, no, I'm not saying either one is, right, both of them are just... They're their own thing, you know? They're both good in their own ways, and they're both bad in their own ways. Both sides is just, like, each has their own ups and downs. And it's just we chose different ways. Hello and welcome to Nobody Cares. I'm your host, Zachary.
And I'm your host, Ethan.
See, that time we got it right.
Yes.
All right, hi Ethan, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, I'm doing great. What about you?
I am doing well. I am done with school for the month because college.
That's good.
So by the end, I mean, it'll be halfway through January before I get to start again. So that's nice.
All right, that's good. Yeah, I know you've been really, really busy with that, so that's a nice break for sure.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, it's a needed one.
Oh yeah,
it's really needed. So the main thing that I kind of want to just like jump right into is right. Work now. So you have recently quit your job of cleaning, and are now freelancing, doing the video stuff for people.
Yeah, I do have some stuff to say about that. That's the focus right now. I have a couple clients, and there's some stories with that for sure. But yeah, I'll be honest, it's been a little bit slow due to the fact that like it's near Christmas time and everything. But that doesn't mean like I haven't been submitting proposals every day, because my goal is to at least submit one a day, so that way pushing myself out there, you know. And then just like setting up a bunch of like freelancing accounts and stuff like that I've been doing. Just a lot of background work, truly.
Just trying to advertise yourself.
Yeah, kind of in a way. So there's that. So that's been a lot of my time. How many projects
are you working on now then? Like how many clients you got?
Well, I have MasterEth. So that's one.
Is he gonna be like a monthly thing, a weekly thing?
Yeah, that's for now. That's the deal with that. Oh, well, for now it's monthly. Yeah, as of right now.
Sorry, I said or question and you answered with yes, and I'm just like, what?
And then the other one has to do with what happened yesterday, I believe. There's a little story with that. Basically, I was Christmas shopping all day with my family, and that was a lot of fun.
Did you end up getting all your Christmas presents?
Yeah. I bought my mom and dad something and then bought Lauren something else.
Oh, I forgot. Is she in town yet?
Yeah. She's been in town for a couple weeks.
Oh.
Okay. Shows how much we talk. So yeah, I got home. I was excited because my favorite YouTuber, after 3 months of waiting, finally posted. So I was excited about that.
Oh yeah, that ball guy.
Yeah, the ball guy. Sure, we'll go with that. But yeah, I hopped on Discord real quick just to see like what everybody was saying, and then I got a few personal messages. One was about Jakey's video, but the other one was about a person in my community was looking for a freelance video editor, and he thought of me first, so he messaged me literally yesterday. So there's that. So I'm excited about that. So
is your rate still $20 an hour then?
It depends on the project. We mentioned this last time. Yeah, because like here's the deal. I want to be flexible, right? I don't want to be like, this is my rate. If you can't pay it, too bad. Like I want to be flexible with that kind of thing.
How do you keep track of how long you've taken on something? Do you just start a timer or something on your phone?
It depends on if the project is either per hour or just one fixed fee. MasterEth's stuff that I do for him, that's one fixed fee, so that helps. The other job that I did...
How much did you charge MasterEth?
That was $50.
$50 a video?
the other time I worked for a client, that was hourly, but that was through Upwork. So there was like a payment protection thing where like I have the Upwork app on my desktop and the client can see like how much I've worked on specific steps. So that really helps. That's how I do that. But yeah, it'll depend on the client and everything like that.
So right now you have Imarius and that new guy, right? Do you have anybody else on your client list?
As of right now, no. I've been more so submitting proposals. I am a little confident about one I submitted yesterday because there was this job for a cameraman for somebody's YouTube channel. And most of the time when I see these, it's like, oh, DC, oh, Pennsylvania. It's like, that's not where I am. And so I finally see a job that's in the same state as me, and I match like all of the requirements. So obviously I sent a proposal to that. We'll see what happens with that, and it also depends how far away this person is. So we'll see. There was one person that messaged me like a month ago that I still haven't heard back from, but I think that project is probably going to happen sometime next year.
So how are you doing on money then in that case?
Oh, I'm fine, yeah. Like I have plenty of money from before I even quit the job. So that was the other thing too. Like I'm not broke. I have plenty of money. Plus, I don't know, man. I've just been like extremely happier ever since I quit the janitor job. It's just helped me so much, truly. Even if I do get another job, it's not going to be night shift. I can't. Yeah, night shift. Now I know. You know, yeah. That's always nice to know for sure. This has also led me to focus more on like my creative things, which is also really cool because like in between clients, I can work on my own thing, which is kind of the plan. And that has worked out really well. I've gotten pretty far ahead because of that. I was literally editing my next video, which is the best of MasterEth, a year's worth of content that I went through that I'm still going through. I went through it once. It was about 27 minutes long. So I scrubbed through it again and it's at 22 minutes, but it's still too long. So I'm going through it again just to see
what else you can cut out.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's been happening with me is recently I'm at my work right now. I'm just a warehouse guy at the job. I started talking to my management and they're just like, yeah, there's a management training program. So what I'm thinking about doing is next June-ish I might go into this management training program where I would go to one of the other stores, start training management. That would be the starting pay for that is like $38,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
So I would like have a full-time job and everything in management. And if I do that, I mean, that allows me to do a lot more stuff then. And, you know, it's just, it seems like a nice program to be in. You and I have always been very different people.
That's true, yeah.
We always had our own, a very different set of beliefs and all of that. And the main similarities is that we both played video games and we both worked at the same place.
That's true.
Like, that was the biggest thing for a while. Now we don't work at the same place and you don't really play as many video games, I don't think. So now we're just kind of going down two different ways.
Well, I mean, the older you get, the more you develop, you know? Like you start to figure out more things about yourself and how you work and what you want to do in life.
That's that whole argument I had with, I don't know if it was, I think it was with you, it might have been with somebody else, about like free will and stuff or going into that.
Okay, no joke. But I had sorry to interrupt you, but I had a note from like episode 10 that said Zach wants to talk about free will.
Did we ever talk about free will?
No, we didn't, and I still haven't brought it up because I was like, couldn't find a good opportunity. But
well, the reason I was bringing it up and such is that like how you were talking about how like everybody grows and stuff, and my first thought is, yeah, I mean like we're all genetically, our genetics, our situation, and our surrounding, if that makes sense. Situation and surrounding sounds similar, but I'm thinking, so our genetics, what we're genetically inherently are as each person, our surroundings, like our situation and such, like you and I are both middle-class kids, but then just our situation itself, like what we've been exposed to, different actions and reactions from different people, has all three of these categories have built us into who we are.
Yeah.
As much as we had a choice in the matter, at the same time, we're still a product of all those. So though there's a choice, there's not really a choice, if that makes sense. That's going into the free will. That's going into more of, yeah, I mean, technically there's a choice. Well, not even technically there's a choice. Supposedly there's a choice. But really, I mean, we would have, given the exact same situation, always made the same decision. Therefore, is it really free choice? And blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that's going into some other stuff.
Your environment definitely makes an impact on you one way or the other.
I feel like that's something that I don't think anybody could argue against. All three of those factors factors very much change who a person is. The argument somebody might make is like, oh, well, I mean, if like this happens to one person, another person won't make the same choice. And then the thing back to that is just like, well, that's because those two are two different people from two different situations.
Mm-hmm. That's
anyway, you see that new Spider-Man movie?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was gonna, that was another thing. Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
I saw it a little bit ago, too. Really? Did you get those cards?
What cards?
One of the show places I went to gave out like these collector cards. Here, I'll send you a picture.
No, I don't think. No, we didn't get those.
Everybody was handed one.
Nice. Line. Spoilers. Can we just say spoiler thing right here? Because there's no way I can talk about it without. Yeah, it was really, really good. I loved it.
I did too. The music, the visuals were very cool.
Oh, those cards are so cool. Oh, wow. Yeah.
We each got one, and then like on the back it shows different information about it.
That's nice. I don't want to say a perfect movie, but it got really, really close. I have no negative thoughts about it, honestly. It was such a fun movie. Mm-hmm. I loved it.
One of the only movies that actually did like the serious part.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I cried. I actually cried.
I didn't do that. I always hate in movies when they turn like this comedy movie into just like this all of a sudden dramatic thing. Yeah, they always do it so forcibly. Mm-hmm. This movie did it really well. Like, seamlessly went into it to me.
Well, the thing is too, this is also really weird because this was Sony Animation Pictures, I think it was. I don't know. Some people were like, "Oh, it's Sony Animation Pictures, so we'll see."
They made Hotel Transylvania, Cloudy with a Chance.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this company. Mm-hmm. Oh. I was just watching somebody make a video on this company about their whole history and like what they've done that's good and what they've done that's bad and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And just going over, like, they used to be, originally, they made some very creative and, like, good movies. Things like Surf's Up or Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball. There's something else I want to bring up real quickly that I was just looking at this and it just reminded me. I haven't seen this movie yet. But from the commercials, I absolutely despise the idea of the movie Peter Rabbit. I do not like what that movie looks like. I do not like...
Well, I just personally am not interested in it. I probably don't despise it as much as you. I don't really despise it. I'm just like, oh, a movie. Cool.
I mean, they always make this cartoon creatures always like, oh, they're the good guys, but they ruin things and they cause issues. And I actually recently, this just reminded me, I was making a list of movies, like DVDs I want one day, like for my DVD collection. And so I have a list of like my favorite movies I've ever seen. Things like Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, Her, Good Will Hunting, Arrival, Frank, The Truman Show, Spirited Away, Princess Bride, things like that. I want to get into like collecting of DVDs and stuff. Just because, I mean, like digital collections are great and all, but I always feel like I want to skip through the movie. I always feel like I don't feel as willing to watch it. Something about the DVD makes it more like, this is what you're watching. Just like going to a theater.
But yeah, Spider-Man was absolutely amazing. And I'm actually seeing it again today, so...
Again?
With Lauren, yeah.
Who'd you go with last time?
My family, because we were Christmas shopping and we did that as well.
Does Lauren know you already saw it once?
I don't know.
Better not to tell her.
Right? She doesn't listen to this podcast. I'm fine.
You're right. How dare she?
Listen, she's seen movies without me before, then seen it with me. It's fair. It's whatever.
Have you guys hung out recently, though? I mean, like...
Yeah. And then my brain is blank because I'm like, no, I know I hung out with her at least once since she's been back.
I'm trying to think of the next day I'm available for, like, you and I to hang out.
Oh, true, yeah.
I have Wednesday off, but at the same time, I'm going to get my oil changed and hanging out with another dude that day.
Cheating on me, gosh, okay.
I've made... You know how Max and you have always been, like, my best friends? Mm-hmm. Well, now I have a third guy in there.
Uh-oh. I did not approve of the... I'm kidding. I don't know. Sometimes I forget you have a lot more friends than I realize, which isn't like a bad thing. It's just like, oh, right. Zach has his own circle of friends that I don't know about. I forgot about that.
It's mostly just like one family that I hang out with a bunch.
Yeah.
Generally, mainly two, but all four brothers in this family.
Right. Okay.
So we've been hanging out a bunch. I think I hung out with one guy every day last week just because we work together. So a lot of times it just kind of works out that way. I've been thinking about making this video thing. It's just, it's something that I just need to sit down and write the script for.
Yep.
And it would be something like I would probably have like you and Will or something come over and like we'd make it all professional looking and stuff because I want to improve the What Is series if I were to do it again.
Yeah.
The first video, I'm debating between two.
All right.
The one topic I'm leaning towards, and the one I'll probably talk more about, is one I talked to you about, I think in the last episode, maybe? The Satanic Temple.
Huh. I don't think I've heard of it.
The Satanic Temple is a mock religion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, okay. It's like the Pastafarians, except they have 7 tenets, 7 rules they live by, and it's they do some good things. Like they're not actual Satanists. They don't actually believe that the devil exists, but rather they use him as a metaphor for free will. And thinking.
That's interesting.
And it is. It really is interesting. Like they just went through a whole lawsuit with Netflix because they used in their Sabrina TV show, which is an interesting show. Well, anyways, they use their image of like the devil and such. And, like they don't have copyright on the whole image of this guy, but only like this specific version of the image. And Netflix probably just did a Google search and just found, oh, this is an image of this guy, and accidentally fell into this $40 million lawsuit.
Holy cow! All right,
it was either 40 million or 40,000. Either way,
it's still a lot of money.
But anyway, yeah. So that's probably what I'm leaning towards a bit right now.
I'm a little confused because you're like, I want to restart my What Is It series, but I also want you and Will to come over. So are you like revamping the style, or is this
I'd be revamping the style? Okay,
got it.
I'd be changing it up because it would be more of a in-person thing. It would be me nicely dressed, nicerly dressed, nicely, more nicely dressed.
Right, yeah.
Nicelier. Anyway.
Be the next reporter of the week. Got it.
But just a little bit more. Probably have like a black screen behind me of some sort. I'd have to figure that out. But then, yeah, it'd just be like going over more in depth about what this topic is. But it's a lot of work, and I have a hard time convincing myself it's worth it.
I always kind of have a roundabout way of doing that. I've just now realized, because it relates to like what my goal is for my own creative projects in 2019 is to just like provide as much value as possible to people with my videos. And I kind of have been doing that with like gems of the internet and like highlighting certain indie games that are amazing that people should play because they're really, really good. I want to focus more on that next year.
Is gems of the internet only indie games?
No. It's gems. It's self-explanatory. Do I really need to explain?
Well, no, I know, but you were just saying like
no, it's not just. No, I'm saying like I've learned that I've mostly centered around either people or indie games. So that's kind of the direction I want to go with next year. But basically my point was like I want to let people know about these things. I like to entertain people, sure, but at the core of it, yeah, I do want to inform people about amazing things that more people should know about, because a lot of people put in a lot of hard work into things that don't get seen a lot, and that's a little sad. And so I want to be the one to step in and be like, nobody's making videos about this. Like Chuzzle, there were no analysis videos on Chuzzle whatsoever. So you know what I had to do? So you know what I had to do? Which there's a story actually behind that.
I saw what you ended up doing. I watched the video.
But it was just like basically my point is like
you tried, but I still don't get like the greatness of Chuzzle that you see.
I think because it still holds up so well after 13 years, I think that's definitely one of the things. But anyways, my point is like, I don't know, I've just been thinking a lot. I've made a lot of videos, and some of these videos I look at, I'm like, this video's garbage. Why? Well, because I wasn't really providing value. I was just stating why I don't like a thing, which I don't want to do that anymore because I hate those videos. Like I made a negative one about NF. I made one about hair growth time-lapse videos, which I look at now and I'm like, oh yeah, that should have been a tweet. That shouldn't have been a video. My point is like figuring out why I'm making videos, and partially it's like to inform people and to provide value to other people for free, because the internet is amazing. And so that's kind of why I can justify what I do, because it's like, in a way, I'm, informing, basically. The point is I'm making is like, you're informing other people about this thing that isn't that well discussed, I would imagine.
Probably not.
Yeah, and so
it's not like the most well-known group of people ever among everybody. I mean, they're definitely one of the more famous mock religions out there.
Right.
Them and the Pastafarians.
I think it's an interesting topic as well, so there's that.
I mean, I'll think about it more. I don't know. I still don't know the style of video I'd want to go for with it.
That's fair.
It'd probably be like a documentary style is what I'm thinking, but
I would at least start with writing bullet points. That's always a good start. What are the specific things that I want to mention?
So your next video, I'm assuming, is going to be the next Wormy Christmas.
Yeah, that's actually releasing tomorrow, and I already have it scheduled, so...
The week after, are you releasing a video? Or are you
the week after, that's going to be the best of video.
And then are you just taking a break until New Year's?
That depends on
Well, actually, no, I think you have to.
Like,
I mean, like, because next week's the last week until New Year's anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But that also gives me plenty of time to work on the new video. The first video of next year is going to be a Gems of the Internet.
Is it going to be Chuzzle 2?
No. I'm going to make a Chuzzle 2 video eventually, but not now. I want to save that. Until Chuzzle 2 isn't out of beta, for one. And two, I really want to, like, play a lot of it before I make a video about it. So there's that, too. I have started the bullet point list on Chuzzle 2, though, because I was in the car and I'm like, well, I could do this for a little bit, so I did. I have a lot of candidates for Gems of the Internet, and I was struggling to figure out which one I wanted to go with for the first of the year, and I think I figured it out, finally.
What one are you thinking?
Let's just say I have hinted in it in one of my videos more recently, and that's all I'm gonna say. I have a list of like 8 video ideas for next year already.
I'll get you through like 2-3 months at most, right?
Yeah, I already have January planned. Also, I'm just gonna say this, there's one video idea I want to do, and I will, and it's about Adler Davidson's comedy special that happened this month, like early this month, but I couldn't go because it was 8.5 hours away, which made me a little upset, but it's going to be on YouTube here soon. I messaged Adler through Twitter, and I'm like, hey, when is the video coming out on YouTube? Because I wanted to make an analysis about it. And he's like, it's coming out on this date. However, if you want to make a video on it, I could give it to you early. And so that's cool. If that happens, that'll be really nice.
I'm definitely going to do the Satanic Temple next. Probably.
All right.
Either that or I would go into, well, no. Anything else would have to be a surprise.
Yeah, I like surprises.
What have you been doing recently that you want to share? New games, new shows, anything like that?
We Bare Bears is now on Netflix and I'm freaking out. Okay, so I haven't watched too many Cartoon Network shows, but We Bare Bears is a fantastic show that I don't know why I find it so funny. But it's such a wholesome and heartwarming series about 3 bears who are brothers. It's a really good show. Like, it's one of those shows where I feel like you could watch it at any age and enjoy it, which is weird to say for a Cartoon Network show, but like, it doesn't feel childish at all. And they're just really good stories. I'm a little upset that only season 3 is on Netflix, but I'll probably just have to buy the full series on DVD one day. I really like it. It's probably one of my favorite shows, honestly. So I watched like an episode of that a couple days ago. I feel like there's a lot happened to me recently, but I just can't. It's like, it's one of these situations where when you don't talk to somebody, you have like a lot to say, but once you talk to somebody, you're like, it's so stupid. Oh, no, I didn't talk about the animator messaging me, did I?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah.
Once you start talking about it.
Right, yeah. So we were out Christmas shopping. After that, we had dinner at a really good Italian place. I got chicken parmesan. It was good. That's not the point. Basically, I got a message from an animator about being a character in his next video. And so I was like, yeah, I'm interested in that. So he sent me the script. And when I got home, I recorded that for him. I sent it to him and he said it was really good. So I'm excited. That'll be really fun to see, which I'm guessing it'll be like probably a couple weeks, maybe. Thanks to the magical Instagram, I met this one guy who is a filmmaker and photographer, and I talked to him over DMs for a little bit, and we were talking about cameras and lenses and stuff, and how like he was at VidCon last year with Emirias, apparently, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know him. I know him too. And so that sparked an entire conversation with that. So that was also pretty cool.
Right, TV show wise, you know how you were talking about that really wholesome show? I found the opposite of that. That's really
all right. Okay.
This show, it's a show about a guy, an ex-cop or ex-detective who's now a hitman. So this little girl gets abducted at one point in this show, and that'll come in a moment. So the guy ends up getting a hit on 3 brothers. So he kills them. And one of them ends up telling him this like secret password or something to like this an account. Now a bunch of the mob is after him because he's the only one who knows this password, or even if he does know the password. At one point he gets stuck in a hospital because he got shot. He's going in an ambulance, and all of a sudden he wakes up and sees this imaginary creature, blue and pink unicorn that flies and is small and is voiced by Patrick Oswalt.
Okay.
And the reason for this is because that little girl who was captured had an imaginary friend who he can now see. So now the imaginary friend's trying to get him to save a little girl, this ex-cop who is currently a hitman.
Wow.
And
how
it's
wholesome.
Funny. It
wow.
is not wholesome.
I did think of something while you were talking. Totally forgot about. I found some more analysis channels that I'm going to collab with next year, and it's gonna be good. I finally found my people, which is really cool because it took me forever to find people that make kind of similar content to me. So that made me really happy. So now we're in a group chat, and that's really cool. So I'm excited about that. And when I say that, they're not like an exact copy of me, but a collaboration would, it would work.
Are they all clean content people as well? Or?
Yeah, from what I saw, yeah. It's like one person is in the Blind Me Cow community, and the other person makes these really cool documentaries about like esports and YouTube and internet personalities. My to-do list has been very full and very active like every single day now.
Well, what do you do every day now?
So I have a list. The thing is with this though is like when I check it off, it either goes to tomorrow's list or it just deletes it because it's a one-time thing. And I've already gotten almost everything done for today. I can read you what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah,
if
sure.
that
Let's
okay.
see what you're doing tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow, that's upload video day, so there's that. I'm planning on making some posts, or not, actually, no, that's not true. I have LinkedIn content here, but I'm currently in the planning phase for posting on LinkedIn, because business, hooray. So I'm gonna plan that this week before I start actually posting there. Check freelancer.com, read my Bible, brush teeth, Patron First Look, where I post a video early to Patreon, but I already did that. Go on a walk outside, check all email, take shower, distribute the video once it goes up, exercise, stretch, ask a question to the Discord, because I do a question a day there, and then edit the third best of MasterEth. I was going to say that doesn't include client work, but that's kind of in the freelancer and and Upwork. That's the other freelancer thing I'm on, plus whatever else I can think of that day. So, yeah. Oh, shoot. I've just remembered. I'm planning on starting Creative Minds back up at the beginning of this year, and I already have recorded, let's see, 3 episodes. Yeah, that's the one with MRIS, the one that actually has a structure.
Does it?
Yeah, because it's interviews with other people and we ask them questions.
Do you ask the same questions every time?
It depends on the person and where the conversation goes. I usually like to keep those natural as best as I can. Pretty good. Yeah, we interviewed a couple people here this month. It's pretty cool. I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to interview next.
Is it mostly YouTubers?
Well, I don't want it to just be YouTubers. It's a podcast about creativity, so I don't want it just to be about YouTubers. More recently, that's what it's been, because that's kind of where my connections are. But I'm planning on probably having like a few music artists on. It would be dope to get Matt Langston from 11D7 on. That's one of my goals. I kind of figured out how I'm going to do that, so we'll see how that works. But
how are you going to do that?
We'll see. 11D7 has this Facebook group that like he's on all the time and he's very active there. That'll probably be the way how I contact him. But I don't know, man, I just love talking to other people who do other creative things, not just like videos, but just, I don't know, I like hearing what other people do. It's been fun. It's been a really fun experience.
Did you ever hear back from that one drone guy, by the way? I don't know if you told me.
Drone guy?
Yeah, the guy in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, that was a while ago. If that's going to be a thing, it's not going to be a thing for a very long time, so I'm not really...
Well, how long are you thinking? Like, what's your...
I don't know.
What are your plans right now, like, future-wise? Like, how long are you planning on doing the freelancing? Like, what's your business plan, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's like, obviously, I'm not going to stop my own creative things. But I was looking at it from a realistic perspective, and it's like, YouTube really isn't making me money. So what can I do that's in my field to make money? And then I realized, freelance video editing. People have made careers off of that. And so it's like, I can do that. I am very skilled in that area, and I have a lot of expertise. For money, that's my plan. Now, I'm not going to quit YouTube. That's not my plan either. Like, I'm going to still do that. And I think eventually the channel will make a good amount of money, not now. So for now, I have to make money now. And so I figured freelancing would be a good way to do that, but would also be a good way for me to work personally and be able to help people in an area of expertise that I am well aware in. Plus, I love waking up at 6:30 every morning and just like starting the day off with a full to-do list and just like submitting proposals. And with the client work that I've done so far, I could see myself doing this for a while. And obviously, like, it's starting off slow. After a while, like, you gain reputation and it's gonna go somewhere.
2 follow-up questions then. Mm-hmm. Number 1, your YouTube channel. Has that been growing recently at all? Because it looks like you have less subscribers than you did a while ago. Because you're at 13,000 right now.
That's been growing slowly. I've noticed a little bit of a thing there. Not too much, though, but... See, it's weird, because, like, here's a little tangent here, but YouTube was like, oh, yeah, for 2 days, you might see a drop in subscribers because we're getting rid of spam. Apparently, that didn't hit me.
So, weren't you at, like, 1,500 subscribers?
No, I was never at that.
But your current plan is to reach 10,000 by the end of next year.
Well, yeah.
Is that an estimate or is that a goal?
That's just a goal.
What do you think you'll actually reach?
Probably like 4 or 5 maybe. But see, I gotta have these goals, you know? I can't just be like, oh, I don't know, whatever, you know? Because last year I made the goal to hit 1,000, and guess what happened? So it's like, I'm not saying because I made the goal I hit it. I'm just saying it's good to have goals.
The freelance editing and stuff. Right now you're making, let's say, 20 hours. Once a month from Imarias, you're making $50. Then from the other people, well, let's say you get it going and you're making $200 a month, right? I don't think you're quite there yet, but let's see if we keep going there. How long are you planning on going with that? Like, if it doesn't actually end up working out? I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying out of curiosity. Like, what if it doesn't? And the next year you're stuck at $200 a month. That's not allowing you to do what you actually want to do and stuff, because that's, again, $200 a month. That's not a lot.
No, that's fair. I mean, eventually, money's going to run out and I'm going to have to get another job. That's just the reality of the situation.
Or is your plan right now just to, like, get a part-time job for a while and then go back to, like, focusing on editing until things work out? Or, like, is there a different plan? Like if in 5 years this still doesn't work out, are you planning on moving on, or are you going to keep working at it? Like, that is a possibility. I mean, the market
everything
is
a possibility.
No,
I get it. Yeah, everything is a possibility.
I mean, yeah, like, the market is really saturated with YouTubers and editors and stuff, because it is a fun profession and something a lot of people really like to do. So I guess the main question I'm wondering is, if editing and stuff doesn't work out, do you have another career path you're interested in?
Not currently, no. But I'm only 18 and things can change, you know? I've had so many interests before this thing, except this is the one that I've kind of pursued the most, which has led me to doing this for 3 years. And so it's like, I have explored things, sure, but this is the one thing that has stuck with me. If anything, I'll find a new interest and go with that. But like, for right now, I'm not as passionate about anything else. Like, obviously, people change. I get that. I'll still have my years of experience with this, and that's not wasted time.
Oh, no, and that's nowhere near what I'm saying. Like, I'm just curious, because I'm a very, like, plan for everything.
I know. Yeah, this is how we're different, right?
Like, I like to know, like, hey, if this doesn't work out, this is my next plan. Like, right now, the next June, if I get this job, like, I'm gonna have to delay my college degree by, like, a year. Not by stopping it, but by expanding my classes, so that way I'm not spread so, like, I'm not so condensed all the time. So, and if that doesn't work out, if I don't get the job, I hurry through my associates, work through the summer, get it all done quickly, so that way I get another job and have that behind me.
Yeah. I've had mental breakdowns due to me thinking too far ahead in the future multiple times, right? And I know it is healthy to think about the future and like where you're going and how you can get to that point.
Have you at least started like keeping track of your finances and trying to track like what you're doing, how you're doing and such?
Yeah.
With your current assets, if you're not making a lot of money, I mean, like if you have other expenses as well, like how long do you think you'll be able to last without?
I've thought about this. Probably like, depending on how sparingly I spend money, which that's going to have to be a thing, probably like half a year to close to a year.
Unless you have like a lot of money saved up, that's going to be a really tight spending time.
I don't spend a lot of money, honestly.
Thank you for listening to Nobody Cares. I've been your host, Zachary, and this has also been your host, Ethan.
Yes.
Was that all of that understandable?
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I didn't say that too quickly. I mean, that was within 2 seconds.
Right, yeah, that's fair.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening to our podcast again. That Ethan will cut to make seem much faster and less slow than it actually was.
Yeah, the power of editing.
Anyways, we'll see you guys next time. If you will listen to us. We won't see you or know about you, because as far as we know, nobody listens to this. Thank you for listening. I'm Zach. Bye.
Bye.